Alright, Tracy from Tangled Noodle asked if I could demonstrate how to make a pastry bag. So, normally I would use parchment paper, but I am a bad pastry chef and I ran out and just didn't bother to get any more. So I've cut 2 pieces of wax paper with which to demonstrate. You can see the difference between the two. One of them has this long tail off of one side, and then the other one is, oh, what do you say, equilateral or something. At any rate, so the first one is using the equilateral triangle. Best thing to remember is this is not the point of your pastry bag. The point of your pastry bag is going to happen down here on the long side of the triangle. So what you're going to do is curl up one end to make one, well, that makes the whole cone. Just line up that edge. Bring the other side up and around. If you leave the cone with the 3 edges brought together, just like this, the 3 points brought together, you're going to end up with a weak area here. So what you're going to do is the end that's inside, push it to one side, and the little point that's outside, push it to the other side. And now you're going to take all 3 sides, fold them under, and then as added insurance to make sure it doesn't come undone, if you don't feel like taping it, just tear a little notch and fold the notch down. And then you've got a perfectly serviceable pastry bag. Of course, the larger your triangle, the larger your bag. You can cut off this tip and then insert a metal pastry tip, or you can just cut off the weeest little point here and just use it as is. When you fill your pastry bag, you're going to fill it with a spatula. You just put the icing on it, stick it carefully in the bag, try not to make a big fat mess. You're going to grab the frosting and then slide the bag out. Slide the spatula out. That way your frosting gets trapped in the bag and you don't end up with a bunch of frosting goo around the edges of your bag, because that just gets messy. Once you've got it in there, you can just push it down like a tube of toothpaste. Fold, fold, and then just roll it down. And then there you go. A filled pastry bag, minimal mess. Alright. The other bag is a bag that I was taught how to make by one of my chef instructors at in culinary school. Starts out the same way. You roll up the short point to meet. As you can tell already, this is going to be a much more acute or a pointier bag. You take the long tail and just wrap it around until you have a cone. And then if your point, it should be completely closed. If it's not completely closed, take the point that's on the inside of the bag and just pull it up. There. Now, what's good about this kind of bag is because it has such a narrow opening, there's a lot more layers of paper wrapped around down here, that cutting off a minute little tip is much easier. It'll be able to hold like a round opening much better than this kind of pastry bag will. And this is a lot of times what we use in restaurants to decorate plates or pipe chocolate for decorations. So 2 different bags. Notice this one is, again, will hold more, but not be as sturdy. Oh, how to hook this guy up? You want to take everything and just fold it inside. All these little pieces that are sticking out, fold it inside, make sure it's tight. You might even want to use a piece of tape on a bag like this, but much sturdier for chocolate work. So those are your 2 kinds of pastry bags.